You know, Robert Frost is very well known person. He is considered as one of the great literary figure, actually a poet in American literature, not only in American literature, but in English literature in general, you know, and particularly American literature. So his poems are easy to understand, and the language of his poems is simple. Okay, let us understand some important facts about Robert Frost. Robert Lee Frost was born on 26th March in 1874, died in 1963. Okay, he's a great American poet. His work was initially published in England before it was published in America. See, initially that means first time his work was published in England, and right, and then after that it was published in America. Robert Frost is known for his realistic depictions of rural life and his command of American colloquial speech. Friends, these are important points because Robert Frost is a great poet, right? One of the great poets in English literature and particularly in American literature, right? So he is known for his realistic depictions of rural life. He is fond of depicting rural life. He is fond of describing rural life, right? Rural means, you know, country life. And also, it is another fact about Robert Frost that he is known for his command of American colloquial speech. એક તો જાણીતા છે એમની વાસ્તવિક રિયલિસ્ટિક ડેપિક્શન્સ એટલે ચિત્રણો, ડેપિક્શન્સ ડિસ્ક્રિપ્શન્સ, રાઈટ? અહીંયા ડેપિક્ટ કરવું એટલે દેટ મીન્સ શબ્દોરૂપી ચિત્ર રજૂ કરવું. ઓકે, દેટ મીન્સ ડેપિક્ટ, રાઈટ? એન્ડ ડિસ્ક્રાઇબ એટલે વર્ણન કરવું, રાઈટ? ટુ નેરેટ. So we find realistic depiction of rural life in the works of Robert Frost. We are given the atmosphere of country life, right? Rural life, ગ્રામ્ય જીવન જે છે એનું ચિત્રણ, અને તે પણ વાસ્તવિક. And his command of American colloquial speech. Now colloquial speech એટલે આપણે ગામઠી ભાષા કહીએ, right? Language of common people. Okay, so not sophisticated language, but the language which is spoken in countryside, right? The people, you know, are speaking fluently in their own style. Okay, તો આ ગામઠી ભાષા આપણે કહી શકીએ. So here in the poems of Robert Frost, we also find words, right? We can say colloquial. Frost frequently wrote about settings from rural life in New England in the early 20th century, using them to examine complex social and philosophical themes. So, you know, that he depicts the rural life, and having said that, it is also important to understand that he wrote about, you know, settings from rural life, right? In which regional place in New England, right? Now New England is situated in where? In America, right? In America. We discussed earlier that New England means that is not England, okay, but it is part of America. So the scenery, or you can say the rural life, the people, the peasants, the shepherds, right? So such kinds of mountains, right? You can say woods. Woods means the jungles and the fields, the streams, rivers, ponds, the snows, right? Like in the poem, stopping by wood. Okay, we find that kind of a picture. Okay, that image, right? So here we, in his poems, in his works, we find rural life, the setting of rural life from New England in the early 20th century, from 1901 onwards, right, to say, let's say 1930 or 1940. So early period, 1900 to 1925, something like that. So that is the earlier stage of 20th century. Okay, so તે સમયનું, એટલે તે સમયનું એન્વાયરમેન્ટ, તે સમયનું ચિત્રણ આપણને, તે સમયના લોકો, તે સમયની નું લેન્ડસ્કેપ, right? Not tall buildings, but countryside means, we find shepherds, farmers, then the hillside area, mountains, rivers, right? Woods, that means jungles, bushes, okay, animals, pet animals, cattle, cowherds. Okay, so all these things are there, we find in the poems of Robert Frost. So using them to examine complex social and philosophical themes. Now here the poet wants to say something, something about life, something about philosophy of life, something about which is, a complicated concept, or you can say philosophical. Like here we find that in this poem, which we are going to study, the road not taken, we see that there is a philosophy of making choices in human life, right? તો આવા પ્રકારના ગૂઢ ખ્યાલો અથવા એવી ફિલોસોફી ને રજૂ કરવામાં આવી છે, એવા થીમ્સ, એવી કથાવસ્તુઓ આપણને જોવા મળે છે કે જે કોમ્પ્લેક્સ છે. દેટ મીન્સ ઇટ ટેક્સ ટાઈમ ટુ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ, or we have to think deeply to understand the implied meaning of the poem. જે કાવ્યનો ગર્ભિત અર્થ છે તેને સમજવા માટે આપણે થોડું ઊંડું વિચારવું પડે, રાઈટ? તો તેવી ફિલોસોફી એને રજૂ કરી છે રોબર્ટ ફ્રોસ્ટ. But see, the language is simple, the imagery is simple, and we can understand in a simple way, right? But the implied meaning is complicated, right? The implied meaning presents a philosophical concept, right? Social and philosophical concept. So he is master. Robert Frost is master at describing such things. Okay, rural landscape, rural life. Along with that description, he tries to depict something which is, a deep meaning, which has a deep meaning, and which has a philosophical concept or a philosophy of life. તો જીવનના આવા રહસ્યમય જે બાબતો છે, અથવા જે ફિલોસોફી છે, જે તત્વજ્ઞાન છે, તે સિમ્પલ એટલે કે સરળ વર્ણનથી તેમને રજૂ કર્યું છે. ઓકે, તો આપણને બે રીતે આપણે એન્જોય કરી શકીએ છીએ. એક તો લિટરલ મિનિંગ ઓફ ધ પોએમ, એન્ડ અનધર ઇઝ implied meaning of the poem. So language is simple to understand, right? Now, see, these are also important titles from Robert Frost. Friends, you see on the screen that these are the titles of Robert Frost's poetry collection. Okay, these are the collections of poems composed by Robert Frost. So try to remember these titles. So first title see A Boy's Will. આ કાવ્ય સંગ્રહો છે ને બધા. Okay. A Boy's Will, which was published in 1915. Then North of Boston, 1914. Then Mountain Interval. Okay. So this is important title because from this collection we have this poem, The Road Not Taken. Okay. So the Road Not Taken is taken from which collection? Mountain Interval, which was published in 1916. Then Selected Poems, then New Hampshire, okay, which was published in 1924. And after that, later, we find a collection named A Witness Tree, which was published in 1913. Now, let's have a look at the certain important ideas, or you can say central idea about this poem. But before that, try to remember that this poem was published in 1916 in the collection Mountain Interval. The poem is one of the very popular poems of Frost, and I also give you one example of another poem, Stopping by Woods. Okay, woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So this poem is also very popular, and it consists of 4 stanzas of 5 lines each. The rhyme scheme is A B A A P. Okay, we'll discuss later about rhyme scheme also. So we find 4 stanzas. Okay, and each stanza has 5 lines. 4 पंक्तिओ છે કાવ્યની, અને દરેક પંક્તિની 5 લીટી છે. Okay. Now let us go back to our poem and then we'll discuss. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And we one traveler, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. And looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. So here the speaker says that he came across a fork, or you can say a crossroad, when he was traveling through the jungle. You know, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. 2 રસ્તાઓ મને મળ્યા, જે 2 રસ્તાઓ ફંટાતા હતા. So there was a crossroad. Okay, when he was, you know, traveling by, traveling through wood. Yellow wood, that means wood means jungle, and yellow wood, that means the trees were having yellow leaves. પીળા પત્તાઓ હતા, right? મોટા ભાગના વૃક્ષો ઉપર. So, and that's why he says yellow wood. And sorry, I could not travel both. Now here the speaker was alone, because in the 3rd line, and be one traveler, long I stood. Why he stood there for a long time? Because see the 2nd line, and sorry I could not travel both. That means he came across crossroad. Okay, that means there is a split in the road. Split, SPLIT, એટલે કે ફાટા પડતા હતા. And he was confused which way to go, because before him there were 2 roads, and both the roads were going to a single destination, where the traveler wanted to go. So હવે કયા રસ્તાથી એને જવું, right? કયા રસ્તાથી તેને મુસાફરી કરવી? So and he was not able to travel both at the same time, right? એક જ સમયે તે બંને રસ્તાએ કેવી રીતે મુસાફરી કરી શકે, બંને રસ્તા કેવી રીતે પસંદ કરી શકે? So he had to choose one, right? એને એક જ પસંદ કરવાનો હતો. And be one traveler. That means there was nobody who was accompanying him, means he was alone, એ એકલો હતો. And that's why he stood for a long time and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. અને એક પછી એક એ જોતો રહ્યો, એમ કે છે કે મેં જોયું દૂર સુધી ત્યાં ઊભા રહીને કે એ રસ્તો ક્યાં પૂરો થાય છે, તો મને મારી નજર જ્યાં પહોંચે છે ત્યાં સુધી મેં જોવાનો પ્રયત્ન કર્યો. એ રોડ જ્યાં વળતો હતો અંદર જંગલની અંદર, રાઈટ? સો and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Undergrowth means in the ઝાડીઓમાં, bushes જે તમે જોઈ શકો છો in the picture, right? Then see the second stanza. Then took the other as just as fair. But before that, I think I hope you have understood the first stanza, right? See, the traveler comes upon a crossroad while walking through a yellow wood. He considers both paths and concludes that each one is equally well traveled and appealing. But right, that means one by one he observed each one, both the roads, but he was not able to travel, right? So now what is the implied meaning of this? This is very simple narration, right? We can understand because the words are also simple. Now this is symbolic one, you know. Here Robert Frost tries to depict the philosophy of life. So the implied meaning of the first stanza, try to understand. The poem speaks of a common situation in life, right? So everybody faces this situation, okay? But you know, anytime, anywhere, that this is the situation when you have to make choices, okay? You have more than one way, one road, right? One path before you, and you have to choose only one. So there are many options, but you have to choose only one. તમારી પાસે ઘણા બધા વિકલ્પો છે, એવી પરિસ્થિતિમાંથી પસાર થઈએ છે. આમાં દરેક વ્યક્તિ આવી પરિસ્થિતિમાંથી પસાર થાય છે, right? At a particular or certain stage of life, because life is not certain, okay? Life is full of uncertainties. So for example, a student of 12th has to choose one, whether he should opt for engineering college or a medical college, right? When he comes to 12th standard. So this is archetypal dilemma. Okay, what is archetypal dilemma? Now dilemma means what? Dilemma means in Gujarati say dharma sankat or દ્વિધા, right? તો તમે ત્યાં દ્વિધામાં મુકાઈ જાઓ છો, મૂંઝવણમાં મુકાઈ જાઓ છો કે મારે આ પસંદ કરવું કે તે પસંદ કરવું, because both the roads are looking great, okay? They are attractive. Both the roads are the same, right? Now you have to choose only one, because you can't choose both, like this traveler, okay? So this is a common situation of anybody's life. A traveler has come to a crossroads. The attraction of the poem is this. Which one? Archetypal dilemma. Now archetypal means original. Archetypal means original. Original. મૂળ જેને કહેવાય મૂળભૂત. Okay. So this is a common. This situation is typical to a human being. So paths in the woods and the crossroads, forks, a split, you can say, in roads are ancient and deep-seated. These are deep-seated metaphors for the lifeline, the crisis and decision of life. તો સાહિત્યમાં આપણને આજે છે ને roads, or you can say the jungle. So these are common symbols to depict life. જીવનમાં જ્યારે કોઈ લેખક તેને આ રીતે જીવનનું તત્વજ્ઞાન, જીવન વિશે એને વાત કરવી હોય તો લિટરેચરમાં, સાહિત્યમાં આપણને આ જે બાબતો છે, જે ઓબ્જેક્ટ્સ છે, ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ 5 એટલે કે રોડ, રાઈટ, દેન ફોર્ક, FORK, ફોર્ક મીન્સ ક્રોસ રોડ્સ, કે જ્યાં રસ્તો ફંટાતો હોય. તો આવા જે સિમ્બોલ્સ છે તે કોમન છે, રાઈટ, લિટરેચરમાં, પર્ટિક્યુલરલી પોએમ્સમાં. ઓકે. For example, in another poem of Robert Frost, Stopping by Woods, he takes, the same object from nature. Woods are lovely, dark and deep, right? Jungalo dark છે, ઊંડા છે, deep. Woods are lovely, that means beautiful છે, જંગલો સુંદર છે, dark છે એટલે કે ગાઢ છે, deep એટલે બહુ ઊંડા છે. So here જંગલો જે છે, that means woods stand for life. તો લાઈફ પણ એવી જ છે, સુંદર છે, રાઈટ, લવલી, એટ્રેક્ટિવ, આકર્ષક છે, બટ ડીપ. ઓકે, ડાર્ક એન્ડ ડીપ કેવા છે? ઊંડા છે. આપણને થોડા સુધી જ જોઈ શકીએ છીએ. આપણે આપણી સામે જે રસ્તો જે જોઈએ છે તે થોડા અંતર સુધી જ જોઈ શકીએ છીએ. ફરીથી આપણે અંદર જઈએ છીએ અને આપણને બીજો રસ્તો દેખાય છે, રાઈટ. ધેટ મીન્સ કે જે ફ્યુચર છે તે અનસર્ટેન છે, તે ચોક્કસ નથી. ઓકે, બટ એટ ધ સેમ ટાઈમ એટ્રેક્ટિવ પણ છે. આપણને ત્યાં એ જંગલોમાં જવા માટે આપણને આકર્ષે પણ છે તે જંગલ, તેની અંદર આવવા માટે. સો હિયર વુડ્સ એટલે કે એક સંસાર, આપણો જે માયાની વાત કરીએ, વર્લ્ડની વાત કરીએ, રાઈટ, દુનિયાવી બાબતોની વાત કરીએ, તો એ સંસાર પણ આવો જ છે, રાઈટ. ઓકે, સો in the second stanza, say, then took the other as just as fair, means both the roads were looking same, બંને એક જેવા હતા. Then took the other as just as fair and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. See, here the traveler, means the speaker, took the other path which was grassy and wanted wear. હવે બંને રસ્તાઓ હતા, પરંતુ એક રસ્તો કેવો હતો? That, see, the one path was less traveled by the people. એક રસ્તો કે જેમાં વધારે લોકોએ મુસાફરી કરી હતી, તો તે થોડો ક્લીન દેખાતો હતો. બટ જે બીજો રસ્તો હતો તે કેવો હતો? ઘાસવાળો, થોડા ઘાસવાળો, કારણ કે ત્યાંથી વધુ લોકો પસાર થયા નહોતા, રાઈટ. એટલે કે ગ્રાસી એન્ડ વોન્ટેડ વિયર, ધો એઝ ફોર ધેટ ધ પાસિંગ ધેર had warned them really about the same. Now wanted wear એટલે કે ત્યાં એની ઉપરથી કોઈએ પસાર થવાનું છે હવે, એટલે કે તે રસ્તો જાણે કે લોકોને કહી રહ્યો છે કે તમે મારા રસ્તેથી તમે પસાર થાઓ, અથવા તમારી મુસાફરી અહીંયા થી કરો, something like that. So that road was grassy. That means only few people traveled through that path. So the speaker took which one? see, he observed that path which was less traveled by the people. Okay, by travelers. Though, see the another line. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. જો હું ત્યાંથી પસાર થાઉં તો અથવા મારા પછી પણ જે બીજા ટ્રાવેલર્સ જો તે રસ્તાથી પસાર થાય તો તે પણ પેલા જે વધુ મુસાફરી થઈ છે તે પાથ તે રોડની જેવો જ બની જશે. ઓકે, ધેટ મીન્સ મારે એક નવો ચીલો પાડવો પડશે. That means I should lead the people. Okay, so first I should travel through that path. Okay, first I have to select that path, and after that the other people would follow me, and that path would become the same as the first one. The third stanza. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. And that was morning time. Speaker says that was morning time. હવે એ બે વિકલ્પો છે તેની સામે, બે રસ્તાઓ છે, કયા રસ્તાથી એને મુસાફરી કરવી તે મૂંઝવણમાં તે ત્યાં ઊભો છે, રાઈટ? તે વિચારી રહ્યો છે અને minutely observe કરી રહ્યો છે. For example, like we are thinking in the same way when we have two options, so we look one by one. Okay, we are thinking about the advantages and disadvantages, right? Plus and minuses means the positive things and negative things, and after calculating all these things, we arrive to conclusion, right? We come to conclusion. આપણે છેલ્લે આ બધું કેલ્ક્યુલેશન કર્યા બાદ આપણે નિર્ણય લઈએ છીએ કે મારે આ બે વસ્તુઓમાંથી કઈ વસ્તુ પસંદ કરવી. Okay, so here the same way the traveler, that means the speaker or the poet, is thinking. Okay, see, he is narrating that event. Actually આ ઘટનાને તે વર્ણવી રહ્યો છે કે જે ઘટના થઈ ગઈ, રાઈટ? કે કોઈ સમય અથવા કેટલાક વર્ષો પહેલા, કારણ કે જો ભૂતકાળમાં છે, હે ને? And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. અને that was morning time, and I saw that both the roads were full of leaves. અને એ સવારનો સમય હતો, એનો અર્થ એ થાય કે I was the first one for that day, okay, to travel by. એટલે કે હું સવારનો સમય હતો, that means કે હું પહેલો હતો તે સમયે, તે દિવસે કે જે ત્યાંથી કોઈ પસાર થયું હોય, right? So he was the first one, and that is why both the roads were full of leaves. અને બંને રોડ ઉપર પાંદડાઓ હતા, પીળા પાંદડાઓ, right? Yellow wood, so and no step had trodden black. અને ત્યાં કોઈ એવી મને ફૂટપ્રિન્ટ પણ નહોતી જોવા મળી. Okay, here the traveler did not find any footprint, because when you find leaves on the road and when you walk upon them, that is called tread, TREAD, tread એટલે walk, ચાલુ દબાતા પગલે, right? Like in gym માં treadmill હોય છે. Okay, તો એનું આ past participle થયું છે trodden. તો એવું કોઈ સ્ટેપ નહોતું કે જેને એ પાંદડા ઉપર કોઈ ચાલ્યું હોય અને તે પાંદડા બ્લેક થઈ ગયા હોય, એટલે કે ફૂટપ્રિન્ટ હોય. That means, oh, I kept the first for another day. Why? Because see, he thought over certain things. હવે પહેલા તો એને વિચાર કર્યો કે જો હું એવા રસ્તે જાઉં કે મારા પહેલા કોઈ અત્યારે ગયું હોય, રાઈટ? પણ એવું તો કોઈ હતું નહીં, કારણ કે બંને રોડ પર પાંદડા ઇક્વલી હતા, તો ત્યાં કોઈ ફૂટપ્રિન્ટ પણ એને જોઈ નહીં. Now he had sense of adventure. હવે કોમન માણસ હશે શું કરશે? કે જે જ્યાંથી વધારે લોકો પસાર થયા છે ને, જે થોડો ક્લીન છે તે રસ્તો પસંદ કરશે. પરંતુ અહીંયા આ જે પોએટ છે, જે ટ્રાવેલર છે, મુસાફર છે, તે કયો રોડ પસંદ કરે છે? This is very important. See, oh, I kept the first for another day. That means the first, the clean way, that path or that road was not grassy. That was not selected by me, but I kept that road for another day. That means I thought that I would come in future, right? I would come some another day, and after that I would travel that day. Means I would try that road, okay, in future. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back, right? Yet knowing how way leads on to way, that means I did not know that which path was short, clean, easy, okay, to reach my destination, because I was traveling first time. એ તો અજાણ્યા છે આ તો ટ્રાવેલર, પોએટ, રાઈટ, કવિ. એમને તો ખબર નથી કે
સમય થઈ ગયો છે.
ઓકે
સમય થઈ ગયો.
Okay, I am finishing this. And I doubted if I should ever come back. So I have doubt in my mind that whether I would come back or not. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll finish this poem. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, so let us remember important points that this poem, The Road Not Taken, was published in 1916, right? 1916, and we find this poem in the collection of Robert Frost. The title of that collection of poems, you remember, Mountain Interval. Okay, so in Mountain Interval we find this poem. So this poem is taken from Mountain Interval, which was published in which year? In
1916.
Very good, in 1916. So what we have discussed so far, that the traveler or the speaker or the poet, right? This is first person narration. So the speaker, or you can say the speaker of the poem, or you can say the traveler of the poem, because the speaker describes his journey. Okay, so we can say a traveler, or we can say poet, or we can say narrator, right? Because here the speaker narrates his journey. So any noun we can use, either poet, or say traveler, or traveler, poet, or narrator, okay, or speaker. So here the traveler was traveling through the forest, right? So yellow wood. He found that the road was split. Okay, so he came upon a fork, FRK, or you can say crossroad. After that, what happened? He stopped there. The traveler stopped there because there was a split. Okay, so, and sorry, I could not travel both and be one traveler. He was only one. He was traveling alone. There was no companion with him. So he stood there for a long time. Okay, why he stood there for a long time? Because he was not able to decide which way to go. which path he should select, okay, for his journey. So this is called dilemma, because he says that both the roads are equally attractive, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. He stopped there, and after that he was examining, okay, both the roads one by one, that which road he should, or he should keep for his journey. So he looked down one as far as he could, and to where it bent in the undergrowth. So he was not able to see that path, or you can say the end of that path, okay, because there were bushes. It was jungle, it was forest, and it was yellow forest. Then took, see the second stanza, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. So here the speaker chose CHOSE, pasand karyo, right? So the speaker chose which path? The other path, which was not traveled by many people, because it was grassy and it wanted wear. That means it was less traveled by. So he came to in conclusion that he would select which path, which was less traveled by, and because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. If people would travel through that path which was less traveled by, that path or that road would become the same as the other path which was traveled by many people. So that path was clean, okay, that was less grassy, घास ओछું હતું. So here both the paths were equally same, attractive. And in the third stanza, and this third stanza is, you can say, the climax of this journey, right? Here we find common characteristic of the poems of Robert Frost, that the poem of Robert Frost begins with delight. Okay, remember this line, that the poem of Robert Frost begins with delight, DELIGST, and ends with wisdom, WISDOM. Wisdom એટલે ડાપણ, delight એટલે આનંદ. Okay, so જે કાવ્ય હોય છે રોબર્ટ ફ્રોસ્ટનું, તેની શરૂઆત આનંદથી શરૂ થાય છે. That means we feel that we are going to enjoy something different, right? But at the end of the poem we get some wisdom, okay, some moral note or some philosophy regarding life. So this poem describes the journey of life. Okay, so this is implied meaning, symbolic meaning of this poem. Okay, so and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black, and both the path were full of leaves, yellow leaves, પીળા પાંદડાઓથી ભરેલા હતા બંને રસ્તાઓ, because that was morning time and the traveler or the speaker would be the first one, okay, on that day, because that was morning time, and that is why not the other people or the traveler had gone through that path. So he observed that he was the first one. Okay, on that day it was morning time, and because how he got to know that he was the first one to travel by on that day, because both the roads had leaves. Okay, both the roads were black, right? That means he could not see any footprint. Janvi. So in leaves, no step had trodden black, means there was no footprint of any traveler on either of the road. Oh, I kept the first for another day. So here the traveler or the poet says that what we see in the third stanza, we see that he continues to have doubt in his decision, right? In the third stanza, see, oh, I kept the first for another day. See, exclamatory mark. Okay, so this is important. Why there is exclamatory mark? Okay, so in poem, punctuation marks are also important to understand. So the other path. Okay, not the first path, not the regular path. Okay, not the regular path which was used by many people. Okay, not common path, not common road, but here we find that the traveler wanted to make adventure. Okay, સાહસ કરવા માંગતો હતો. Because both the roads were unknown to him, right? He says in the first and second stanza that yet knowing how way leads on to way, because both the roads were unknown to him. He did not know. Okay, because he had never traveled that way. Okay, he never એ ક્યારેય ત્યાંથી પસાર નહોતો થયો, એટલે બંને રસ્તાઓ તેના માટે અજાણ્યા હતા. એ જાણતો નહોતો કે કયો રસ્તો, કારણ કે એને એ ફર્સ્ટ ટાઈમ he was traveling, right? So yet knowing how way leads on to way, એટલે both the roads એના માટે તો બંને સરખા હતા ને, right? So I doubted if I should ever come back. So he could not travel both the path, he could not select both the path, and that's why he selected the other which was less traveled by, and he convinced himself, પોતાની જાતને એને સમજાવ્યું, that oh, no problem, because that road is equally attractive. So okay, he would come another day in future. Okay, and he would try that path, that road. કોઈ સારું એ ભવિષ્યમાં આવશે ક્યારેક, અને તે સારું એ બીજો જે રસ્તો છે ને તેને ટ્રાય કરશે. ઓકે, સો what is this? This is nothing but he was convincing himself, persuading himself. So you know, and we also discussed so far said that the implied meaning of this poem is deep. Okay, બહુ જ ગાઢ ગુહ્ય એનો અર્થ છે, right? And so this is the philosophy of life. Okay, so this poem is about making choices. When you have to make a choice, because when you have different options, but you have to select only one. So this kind of dilemma is called archetypal dilemma. Archetypal dilemma, right? ARCHETYPICAL, archetypal. That means original, which is common. Archetypal કે જે યુનિક નથી, એ મોટા ભાગે આપણે ફેસ કરતા જ હોઈએ છીએ. આ જ સિચ્યુએશન કેવી છે? This life situation is common. Okay, so in our life somewhere, you know, that we have faced, or we are going to face this situation. So he had doubt. The traveler had doubt in his mind whether he should ever come back, that he would come back or not. એ ભવિષ્યમાં આવશે કે કેમ એને ડાઉટ હતો. So this is called a sigh of dismay see in the fourth stanza. So I shall be telling this with a sigh. Now, see here, this is present, right? This future, actually in present time, he says he gives a context of future, that I shall be telling this with a sigh. ભવિષ્યમાં શું કહે છે? હું કદાચ નિસાસા સાથે હું કહેતો હોઈશ, somewhere ages and ages hence. ત્યારબાદ મીન્સ ઘણા વર્ષો, એજીસ એટલે ઘણા વર્ષો, એમ યુગો નહીં, કારણ કે માનવનું જે આયુષ્ય છે એ યુગો નથી, વર્ષો છે. સો સમવેર એજીસ એન્ડ એજીસ હેન્સ, ત્યારબાદ two roads diverged, રાઈટ? ભવિષ્યમાં ક્યારેક વર્ષો પછી પણ હું એક નિસાસો નાખીશ. So it is, you can say, a sense of dismay, DISMAY. Okay, or you can say nostalgia. Now remember this word, nostalgia, NOSTALGIA. I repeat, NOSTALGIA, nostalgia. That means longing for past. When you want to go back to your past, when you remember your past and you are thinking about that past and you are going back to that past, but this is not possible, right? We are human beings. We are not, devtas, right? Gods or goddesses. We cannot go back to our past. What happened just happened. Okay, so but sometimes we remember our past, right? And we try to correct our past. આપણે શું કરીએ છીએ? ભૂતકાળમાં જતા રહીએ છીએ અને ભૂતકાળને કરેક્ટ કરવાનો પ્રયત્ન કરીએ છીએ, અને આપણે સુધારવાનો પ્રયત્ન કરીએ છીએ કે આપણે ફરી પાછા ત્યાં જઈએ ભૂતકાળમાં, અને એ આપણાથી જે ભૂલ થઈ ગઈ હોય, રાઈટ, ભૂલો થઈ હોય, તેને આપણે સુધારીને પાછા આવી જઈએ. So something like that. So that is called a sense of nostalgia or a sense of dismay. Okay, so sometimes we visit your school, right? At that time you remember your past. તમે જ્યારે તમે જે પ્રાઇમરી સ્કૂલમાં ભણતા હતા ત્યાંથી તમે પસાર થાવ છો, તેને સ્કૂલને જુઓ છો અને તમે ખોવાઈ જાવ છો ને પાસ્ટમાં, ભૂતકાળમાં. So that kind of sense is called nostalgia, NOSTALGIA. So here the poet says, I shall be telling this with a sigh in future, Carrick, somewhere ages and ages hence. Why he is expressing this kind of feeling? Because he is not happy that he has decided that path. He has left the first path and decided to travel by the other path. So the implied meaning is that whatever he is in his life right now, either he is not happy or he thinks something better than that. Okay, કે ભાઈ દાખલા તરીકે, for example, you say, let's say that here the speaker would be confused, or he had a dilemma in two options, whether he would become a doctor or engineer, right? And then he chose to become engineer. But right now he is engineer, but he thinks that if he had selected to become doctor, what would have been right now? જો તે ડોક્ટર બનવાનો જે રસ્તો પસંદ કર્યો હોત, જો એ ડોક્ટર બનવા માટેનો અભ્યાસ કર્યો હોત, અથવા તે સ્ટડી અથવા તે કેરિયર જો પસંદ કર્યું હોત, તો અત્યારે એ કેવો હોત? એ અત્યારે એ શું એન્જિનિયર અત્યારે છે એનાથી વધારે હેપી હોત? રાઈટ, એકચ્યુઅલી એટ્રેક્ટિવ તો લાગે છે એને વધારે, કે કદાચ વધારે સુખી હોત જો એ ડોક્ટર હોત તો. Okay, so that kind of nostalgia, or you can say a sense of dismay. Now, see, here another point is also important, that now this poem, you know, was composed by whom? Robert Frost. And now look at the life of Robert Frost, whether there is an autobiographical element or not. See, yes, certainly, because on the surface, the poem is autobiographical, showing Frost's bold choice to become a poet, right? Because, see, that was his bold choice. Actually, એની જે પોએટ તરીકે એટલે કે કવિ બનવાની જે એને પસંદગી હતી તે કેવી હતી? બોલ્ડ હતી. Because Robert Frost had tried his hands at many things, and it was later in his life that he achieved success as a poet. એને 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 ઘણા બધા એને કામ કર્યા હતા, રાઈટ? એને ઘણા જોબ કે એના કેરિયર એને બદલ્યા હતા, પણ પાછળથી એઝ અ પોએટ he became popular, he earned name, fame, money, okay, everything, and he became immortal, right? એ અને અમર થઈ ગયો. આજે પણ એને આપણે યાદ કરીએ છીએ ને પ્રેમથી. એના કાવ્યો કેટલા સરસ છે. So this was his bold choice to become poet. So now, but it is also philosophical, showing the great human dilemma in making a choice, right? Isn't it? है ने? तो એ અહીંયા આપણને ફિલોસોફી પણ જોવા મળે છે, ફિલોસોફી ઓફ લાઈફ, રાઈટ? ડિલેમા, આર્કીટાઇપલ ડિલેમા ને, DILEMMA, તમે જાણો છો. સો ધેટ કાઇન્ડ ઓફ, એને શું કહે છે? દ્વિધા, ગુજરાતીમાં આપણે કહીએ ને દ્વિધા, કે બંને ધર્મ સંકટ જેને આપણે કહીએ, કે આપણે ફક્ત એક જ ચોકલેટ પસંદ કરવાની છે, આપણી સામે 2, 3, 4, 5 ચોકલેટ્સ છે, પણ આપણે ફક્ત એક જ લેવાની છે એમાંથી, હે ને? So something like that. So this is a philosophical poem. It shows the great human dilemma in making a choice, especially when it is the road less traveled by, right? ક્યારે બોલ્ડ કહેવાય, ક્યારે બહાદુરી ભર્યો નિર્ણય કહેવાય, કે જ્યારે બધા જે રસ્તેથી જાય છે તેને તમે પસંદ નથી કરતા, but you make the choice of your own. પણ તમારી પસંદગી તો કંઈક અલગ જ છે બીજાઓ કરતા, હે ને? So that kind of bold decision you have made, right? કે જે રસ્તાથી બહુ ઓછા લોકોએ મુસાફરી કરી છે, the road less traveled by. So, but many of the critics are of the opinion that Frost wrote the poem to make fun of a friend who would always, you know, postpone or delay needlessly at the crossroads, right? Like, you know, another word for that, like postponing or delaying some decision, you know, the another word I'll give you, procrastinate, right? PROCRASTINATE, procrastinate. જ્યારે આપણી પાસે ઘણા બધા વિકલ્પો હોય ને પણ આપણે ડિસિઝન, નિર્ણય લેવામાં આપણે મોડું કરીએ છીએ ઘણીવાર, હે ને? મોટા ભાગે આપણે ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરતા હોઈએ છીએ, આપણે શું કરતા હોઈએ છીએ? ઇન્સ્પેક્શન કરતા હોઈએ છીએ દરેક ઝીણવટપૂર્વક, પ્લસ માઇનસ, એડવાન્ટેજીસ, ડિસએડવાન્ટેજીસ, રાઈટ? એન્ડ આફ્ટર ધેટ વી conclude, after that we come to conclusion, okay, we take decision. So here in the fourth stanza, the poet gives us this kind of wisdom, okay? આ પ્રકારનું આપણને એક ડાપણ આપણને આપી જાય છે કવિ, okay? So what he is now is the result of that decision which was made many years ago. જે અત્યારે છે તે કોનું પરિણામ છે? કે ઘણા વર્ષો પહેલા તેને જે નિર્ણય લીધો હતો તેનું આ પરિણામ છે. Okay, but here we do not know that what kind of journey the poet took, okay, or what kind of or what is the destination of this traveler or the speaker of the poem, right? We do not know કે એનું એની મંજિલ શું છે, okay, એનું destination શું છે, we do not know, and that's why it's a open poem. Okay, we can have more than one interpretation. See, the last stanza is very important. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Two roads diverged in a wood, right? See, the first stanza, two roads diverged. So, a janu repeat thayil che line, right? Two roads, see the first line, two roads diverged in a yellow wood. So here, again in the fourth stanza, the last stanza che, see, we again we find a repetition of the first line. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. So which road did the speaker select? Which road? The road which was less traveled by. अथवा वर्तमान काळમાં પ્રશ્ન પૂછાય કે which road is selected by poet, or which road is, yes. So the poet selects which road? The road which is less traveled by, right? So either in present tense or in the past tense. But here the past tense is proper here. See, I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Okay, અને જે ડિસિઝન મેં લીધો ને કે જ્યાં ઘણા લોકો નહોતા ગયા, તે રસ્તેથી જેને મુસાફરી નહોતી કરી, તે રસ્તો મેં પસંદ કર્યો. બહુ ઓછા લોકોએ પસંદ કરેલો જે રસ્તો છે એ મેં પસંદ કર્યો. Okay, we didn't follow the path like, you know, the sheep. ઘેટાના ટોળાની જેમ મેં એ રસ્તો પસંદ નથી કર્યો, but I chose which carrier? The carrier which was selected by a few people, and that decision has made all the difference. And what I am right now, okay, what I am right now is the result of that decision. But again he has a doubt in his mind. તમે ચોકલેટ તો લઈ લીધી, ઓકે, પરંતુ તમારું ध्यान ક્યાં છે? જે છોડી દીધી છે, જે તમે નથી પસંદ કરેલી ચોકલેટ, તેની ઉપર ध्यान છે. You are not enjoying the chocolate which you have, okay, on your hand. Right now you are enjoying, no. Okay, અને એટલા માટે આપણે જ્યારે પ્રેઝન્ટમાં નથી જીવતા, ત્યારે જે પ્રેઝન્ટને આપણે માણી શકતા નથી, હે ને? જે આપણી પાસે છે તેનાથી આપણે ખુશ નથી, પરંતુ જે નથી તેને વિચારીને આપણે દુખી થઈએ છીએ, isn't it? So this is a great philosophy, my dear, right? So here again, now you see, friends, that what kind of philosophy this poem has, right? This is a great philosophy, right? Now remember, the poem describes someone standing at a fork or turning point in a road in the woods, trying to decide which path he is going to take. He looks down one road as far as he can see, and after thinking for another minute, he decides to take the other one because it looks like nobody has been that way yet, and he is curious about where it leads, right? Curiosity પણ હતી ને, જિજ્ઞાસા, and a sense of adventure, સાહસ કરવાની ભાવના કે ચાલો ને આપણે બીજા બહુ ઓછા લોકો ગયા છે તે રસ્તે જઈએ, something like that. So here the poet thinks, you know, maybe he might come back another day and try out the other path, but he has a feeling that the road he has chosen will lead him to new places and discoveries. Okay, કદાચ એને એ ક્યુરિયોસિટી અથવા એ સેન્સ ઓફ એડવેન્ચર શા માટે થયું કે કદાચ આ જે રોડ છે એ એને કંઈક નવી દુનિયામાં લઈ જાય, ન્યૂ ડિસ્કવરીઝ, right? Understood? I think you are getting my points, right? And he
Yes, sir.
probably, and he probably will not be back. He knows. એને ખબર નથી ફ્યુચરની કે પાછો એ તે જગ્યાએ આવશે અને પેલો જે છોડી દીધો છે એ પાથ એ પસંદ કરી શકશે. હવે એન્જિનિયર બની ગયો છે તો એ કેવી રીતે ડોક્ટર બની શકે? એને ખબર છે, બટ છતાંય એ પોતાની જાતને સમજાવવાનો પ્રયત્ન કરે છે, right? And he probably will not be back, right? So he thinks wistfully about that road. ઓકે, એને થોડીક નિરાશા પણ થાય છે, નિરાશા પણ થાય છે, નાખે છે. ધ રોડ નોટ ટેકન, કોના માટે? ધ રોડ નોટ ટેકન, કયો રોડ કે જેને લીધો નથી, એન્ડ વેર હી માઇટ હેવ વાઉન્ડ અપ ઇફ હી હેડ ગોન ધેટ વે ઇન્સ્ટેડ, રાઈટ? મીન્સ કે શું થોત, એનું આખું રિઝલ્ટ કંઈક પરિણામ અલગ જ હોત જો એ પેલા રસ્તે ગયો હોત તો, રાઈટ? સમથિંગ લાઈક ધેટ. સો પાર્ટ ઓફ હિમ રિગ્રેટ્સ હિઝ ડિસિઝન. એનામાં અંદરનો જે બીજો કે એક છે અવતાર, જે બીજો પોએટ છે, એ શું કરે છે? એ ખેદ વ્યક્ત કરે છે, રાઈટ? હી રિગ્રેટ્સ હિઝ ડિસિઝન, બટ હી ઓલ્સો રિયલાઇઝીસ that the things he has seen and the places he has gone because of the direction he chose has made him who he is, right? What he is right now. Okay, so this is the result.